Hey y'all, it is your girl Neek, and I am back with another episode of HOSTL Podcast. I know. It has been a minute, but life has been busy for your girl. But I'm done with school for right now and I'm done with volleyball. So I really just wanted to come and have a chat with y'all because I feel like I haven't been here enough to talk to y'all and to really get into these sideline stories. So we'll be doing Ep.2 today of Sideline Stories. And I'm going to be telling you guys 5 things I think that you need to know if you're trying to become a college athlete. 5 things that I think that college athletes need to have if you guys are just considering going to college, playing college sports. Here in 2026, I've been at 3 different colleges. I've played at 2 different levels. I've played at JUCO and I've also played D2, and I'm going to do my last year playing D2 as well. And just being in those different programs while also coaching college volleyball, it has showed me that there are key things that it takes to be a college athlete, and it's just not about your status as a player, but kind of what you're bringing to the table. My first one I want to talk about is always practice mental toughness. I have a associate's degree in psychology and I'm working on getting my bachelor's in arts and psychology right now. And the biggest thing I've learned about sports overall is that sports take 80% of your mental capacity. So if you're going through things like at home, you're going through something with your boyfriend, or you're just not coming into your day ready to play your game, mental toughness is going to be something that really challenges your play because it takes about 80% of your brain capacity to even go and play in a match and stay focused throughout the whole time. So I would say practice your mental toughness, and having mental toughness also comes with confidence. So confidence in how you play, confidence in the type of person that you are, and the type for me, just being a coach and in the recruiting process, one thing I always looked at looking at players is their character, because you can be the best player on the court, but if you're someone that when you make mistakes or if something isn't going right, your teammates aren't talking to you, your coach is frustrating you, anything could be going wrong at a match, you could be losing. And I want to see what type of player that you are when you're losing a game. So when you're losing, how do you treat the people around you? Like, are you down talking to people around you? Are you blaming other people for what's going on? Sometimes we have to be able to take accountability in ourselves and our abilities, and also have confidence that we can give our teammates reassurance that we'll do better next time, or the people around us that will do better next time. So just practicing mental toughness is the biggest thing I can say that a college player needs to have, because it's going to be things challenging you throughout the season. Like, you already have a buttload of work to do. You're already going to be doing different things like organizations you want to join. You're going to be tired because in a season you're going to be traveling a lot on the road. It's going to be so many things that factor into how you play, injuries, different emotions. We're always going to be going through different things as such. So making sure that you take time to work on your self-confidence and just being someone that can power through your sport, whether it's going bad or whether you have things going on outside of coming to practice that day or coming to the game. You just really have to make sure that that is something that you prioritize your mental health, whether you're going to talking to someone, you're even talking to God, because I feel like that helps with me. Whatever you do to kind of cope with things that are going on in your life, make sure that is something that you really focus on during your season, because it's going to keep you the most focused. Second thing I want to say is prioritize your academics. I know. A lot of us are in college because we want to play sports, and we're going to school because we want to play sports. Like, not a lot of us like to read. Nobody likes to study. Well, I'm not going to say nobody likes to study, but a lot of people don't like to study and just really go to class half of the time. We're tired. There's other things going on. There's parties. It's going to be distractions that's always going to be happening around you. So you need to make sure that you're able to focus on what's really important, and your academics come first. Because if we being real, if you're not eligible, if you don't have the grades, if your teachers aren't letting you remake the test because you're missing classes because we have games and you have to be away, that's something that you need to make sure that you're staying on top of, because you're not going to be able to play if you don't keep your grades up. I will say that I've done in college, and you could do this, you could choose not to do it, and it also depends if your coach makes you do it or not. But first off, you need to be going to every class. I know, y'all, I didn't have them days where I don't want to get up and I want to skip class and don't want to go, but being Like, you have to be a person that your teacher recognizes, a face that he sees. Make sure you're answering questions and you're going to class and you're being active, because there are going to be times when you're going to be tired or you're going to miss class because you're on a away trip and things as such. And you want to kind of have that relationship with your teachers, because they know that you are handling business, but you're also handling business inside the classroom. They'll have way more respect for you, and they'll be way more lenient if you ever do have an emergency where you can't make class or you can't do an assignment on time. If you're a person that they see all the time and they know that you're doing your work, you're going to get it done, it's going to be way easier on you just building those relationships. Even when I would thing that I want to say is, be realistic about where you are in your sport. I know a lot of people see a lot of athletes, and the first thing they say is, oh, you need to go D1, or she should have went D1. It takes a lot to be a D1 athlete. It takes a lot to be an athlete, period. And to be a D1 athlete, it takes years of practicing. It takes money that your parents have to put you into different programs. It takes natural talent. It takes the people that you know around you. It takes a lot to be a D1 athlete. So when you're playing these sports, you have to be realistic about where you are and where you're playing. For me, for example, I didn't really start playing volleyball until my sophomore year of high school, and I was on JV. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to play again until my senior year because COVID happened while I was in high school still. So once I played my high school season, I'm tall, I'm athletic, so I was able to do a lot with just those things, but I didn't have a lot of experience in volleyball. I didn't have the IQ, and I really didn't have like the notoriety in the sport where a lot of people knew me to where I can have more connections and reach out to other schools. So I was blessed to be able to enroll into my junior college during my senior year of high school during the spring semester, and get to know my coaches, get to know the sport one on one, and just doing those reps all the time to be able to learn my game. And I played community college for 2 years. I was very successful for there, and I was able to be blessed to play at D2 at two different schools. So it really just, you have to be realistic about where you are, because when I first started senior year, like, and I started getting those few interest letters, I'm thinking, oh, okay, let me take UCLA, USC, baby. You was a 5'11" middle talking about some USC. Like, please. Like, not even to bash anybody, but you do have to be realistic about where you are. And it's okay wherever you are in your sport, because it's hard to go and play a sport outside of college just to begin with. So even if you're at an NAIA level, a JUCO level, a D3 level, it's all about what fits you and what's perfect for you too. Like, even when you're going out and you're picking schools that you want to go to, it could be a school that could be offering you a lot of money, but at the same time, it could be in a town that's something you're not used to. Maybe you're a city person and this is somewhere in the country, and the people aren't really the people you identify with. There's nothing on campus that you really want to get into. You really have to think about, okay, this is somewhere where I'm going to be moving for 4 years. Do I want to take this D1 opportunity because they're offering me money, or do I possibly want to take a little less money at this D2, but this is a school where I'm going to meet more people that are like me. I'm going to be able to join organizations that I identify with. I'm going to be able to like where I'm at and possibly even stay here when I graduate. Those are things you need to consider when you're also thinking about being a college athlete, because you're still a person outside of your sport. Like, that's the number one thing I want people to remember. You still have a life. You still have goals that you need to reach forward to and look forward to. Even like, taking it back to the academic side, going to college, I understand that a lot of us aren't really book people, but we also have to know what we're going to college for, because it's a lot of money and it's a lot of time that goes into going to class every day, going to school, living on your own, being a young adult. And if you're just going to school with no goal, you're not really setting yourself up for success afterwards. You're going to have a lot of opportunities to learn what you want to do. I'm not saying you have to go into college knowing exactly where you want to go, but you at least need to be thinking of an idea of things that you want to get into. And maybe it may be changed along the way, but I feel like I hear too many athletes kind of say they're just going to school just so they can play sports, but this needs to be a time that we're setting ourselves up for our future. So I wanted you guys to keep that in mind. And then the last, before my final tip that I want to give you guys, if you're interested in playing sports in college, is to always be true to yourself. Hey, too many times where I have seen a lot of athletes just lose their confidence in who they are, because a lot of us are used to coming from these high schools and we're the best player on the team. We always got the play time. We always were starting. We never really had any competition. And then we move on to these college teams, and look, now you're with other people that was the best on their team, and they really didn't, maybe didn't have to work as hard, or maybe this is somebody that had to work for everything they got. So now you're faced with competition that you never had before, and that could be revealing to some people and their character and who they are. Even sometimes just not getting the playtime that you think you deserve, or that confidence from your coach, can shatter who you are as a player and kind of your image a little bit on the court. So one thing I want people to do is just remain to being yourself, because once you change yourself, you kind of start changing the things that you stand for and the things that you go for and your morals. And when everything is all said and done, you want to be who you are and who you were meant to be and who God has created you to be once you're stepping onto these floors and you're becoming a person that's a part of these teams and a part of all of these different type of programs. It was something that I had to learn my freshman year coming into college, because I thought that I needed to change myself as a player to make other people feel comfortable in a way where I thought it would be better for the team, but it actually ended up hurting the team, me changing who I was and not being the player that I am and the leader that I am and being there to support my team. And it really hurt us overall. So coming into those next years, and even now, I still work on just being who I am and never letting anybody dim my light, whether that's a coach, a teammate, a family member, anything that you are set out to do. You need to make sure that you just stay focused and you can do anything that you put your mind to. So I always want you guys to remember those 5 things when you're just considering being an athlete and going into these next stages of playing your sport. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is episode 2 of Sideline Stories, and I will be back for more. Make sure you leave a like down below if you like this video. Comment on anything that you want some clarification on, any more questions you have, or even if you guys want to hear another video giving you guys tips on things that you should do if you're looking to be a college athlete. My name is Neek, and thank you for tuning in to HOSTL Podcast. I'll be back. See you guys soon. Bye.